All right, thanks, Sherry. Happy Thanksgiving.
You got it. Same to you. John McMullen from the Sports Network. Always a great time here when he's with us every Monday. He'll be back next week. We're going to take a break and be right back. Hour 3, starting on the Sports Fix. It's one of those days. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan's going to join us. Speaking of rivalries, they're all over the place, and there's another one coming up here. It's rivalry week all over college football. You know what that means here. That school up north, Michigan, Ohio State, Buckeyes, Wolverines. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. We're going to talk about it. Buckeyes maybe looking ahead a bit. I don't know, but they almost got caught slipping the other day before they picked it up late to put a few touchdowns on the board in the last few seconds of Indiana. We'll talk about that, what the committee and the playoffs might think about that coming up tomorrow. We'll preview a little bit, look ahead, talk some Buckeyes hoops, big game for them over the weekend, and so much more, and see where Dan's at with the Browns here on their latest victory as they head to Atlanta, and so much more. Hour 3 of the Sports Fix kicks off next with Dan Wismar of the Cleveland Fan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, baby.
We here at the Sports Fix are very in-depth when we interview the sports stars.
Oh, I saw the whole thing, dude. First you were all like, whoa, and then we were like, whoa, and then you were like, whoa. What are you talking about? You got serious thrill issues, dude. Oh, awesome. Ooh.
Maybe not, but you should still listen.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Fantasy Jocks. Visit fantasyjocks.com, your fantasy sports superstore. Championship belts, rings, trophies, and more. Fantasy sports lovers, you put so much time, hard work, and effort into playing week to week that it quickly stops being a fantasy and starts getting real. Real time spent making real decisions, creating real victory.
I'm the greatest man in the world!
And when the smoke clears, you want to show off those victories with a real prize. I mean, a really real prize. Nobody does that like Fantasy Jocks. The crew over at Fantasy Jocks have beautiful, high-quality, and heavy-duty championship belts, rings, trophies, and so much more for all your fantasy sports needs.
The trophy's 12 feet high, and it is glorious!
Football, baseball, hoops, you name it, they have it. Plus, they have awesome draft kits and party supplies to make all your preseason activities the envy of everyone. If your league needs a ring, belt, or trophy, or you want to upgrade what you already have, there's literally only one place to go. If you're going to be a fantasy jock, do it right.
It's mine, the most magnificent belt ever created, and it's mine.
With America's fantasy sports superstore, fantasyjocks.com. The Sports Fix is now available every day on the world's largest internet radio service, iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeartRadio app, subscribe to the show, and get your fix.
I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. There's just one place where students are students first and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports help young people become confident leaders and role models and use the skills developed today to do even bigger things in life tomorrow. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
In baseball, Miracles can happen when a team works together.
2 out, bottom of the 9th.
Down to their last strike.
The same is true in the fight against cancer. That's why MLB has teamed up with Stand Up to Cancer. Because we believe that when we all stand up together,
41,000 on their feet.
we can make cancer history.
Now everybody's standing.
What a buzz in this building.
This is beyond a dream. Stand up with MLB at standuptocancer.org.
Hey, Cleveland, this is Ed Doherty, voice of San Ignatius Wildcat football, and you're listening to the Sports Fix. We don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan. We don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan. We're from Ohio. We're from Ohio. Hey, we're from Ohio. We're from Ohio. Hey, we're from Ohio. We don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix. There we go. Highly requested. Welcome back here. Hour 3 rolling on. J-Rock with you across the Sports Fix radio network. And I don't know about you guys, and I'm going to talk to my next guest, Dan Wismar, about this, but I had one of our listeners, my man Justin, sent me this Cleveland Scene article about Johnny Manziel apparently in an altercation Friday, late Friday, early Saturday morning in downtown Cleveland, apparently. Or not in downtown Cleveland. This happened at the apartment complex where Johnny Manziel stays. I don't know. Again, I'm just filtering through this information as it comes through here, but I can read to you what I'm looking at, and you can kind of filter through it with me here. But article goes on to state Cleveland police were called to the apartment's lobby at 2:36 a.m. for reports of a riot involving 20 men and 2 security guards. The alleged victim, 33-year-old Sandusky resident, I'm not even going to read his name, reported to police that he and his girlfriend spotted Manziel while waiting for an elevator at the high-end apartment complex where many Cleveland athletes live and professed his love to the rookie quarterback. The man told police that he pointed Manziel out to his girlfriend and approached him and went to give Johnny Manziel a hug. He said, "I want to give you a hug." I'm reading this verbatim. The man stepped towards Manziel and was promptly punched in the face, according to the police report, and he received a beatdown from Manziel's crew, including a swollen lip, swollen eye, red, swollen face. And a security guard was intervened and was also hurt. Updated comments to the article that came out. The man said it all started when they were staying at a hotel where Johnny Manziel was. They noticed him going on the elevator. He said, "I went to give him a handshake or some dap or whatever you want to call it, and one of his buddies tackled me, and then a big fight started. A whole bunch of people started fighting. It ended pretty quickly. I got a bruised hip and bruised elbow. Somebody hit me in the back of the head. My brother saw what was going on. He tackled Johnny Manziel, and then Johnny punched him in the face while security was holding him. This should all be captured on video." It says no one was arrested. 20 officers came in the lobby before they were able to tell them to leave the hotel. And he says, to clarify, Johnny Manziel never punched me, but he got a sucker punch in on my brother. And he knows that somebody in the group did punch Johnny Manziel during the altercation. He saw it. So that anyways, and then there's a statement from Ray Farmer at the end of this that just says we're aware of the incident and in the process of gathering additional information. Nonetheless, the timing of the incident concerns us. We continually stress to all of our players the importance of sound decision making in an effort to avoid putting themselves in these type of situations. I'm just going to tell you right now, these stories are the reason why Brian Hoyer can throw 16 interceptions in next week's game and not worry about losing his job. But clearly, for those of you that didn't know, just advice, nothing good happens at 2:36 in the morning most of the time. Keep that in mind. But, this is, obviously, Johnny Manziel, for all the joking out of the way, had stayed out of the attention of the media through the whole regular season. None of these stories came up since there were swan pictures and all of that stuff, and the reports late in training camp that he was out in some Berea establishments. Other than that, there's been nothing. It's been pretty low-key. This here would clearly be a big break from that here, and this could be even more. I mean, really, I'll tell you what. Obviously, legally, there wasn't a lot of ramifications, but if the details in that are correct, and there's actual physical back and forth involving Manziel and not just his people, there will be some financial ramifications in that thing, that's for sure. And maybe that's what the whole thing's about. It'll be interesting. They speak of video. Be interesting to see if video does emerge of this. It usually does pretty quick. Ask Ray Rice. They find those elevator videos. They may figure this out for us really quick once that video comes out. But yeah, I was unaware of this story from over the weekend until it was just brought to my attention earlier on here in today's show. Let's pick up there. We'll talk about this right here, and let's start right there, see if Dan Wismar has heard anything about this, and we'll talk some Browns, Buckeyes, and all of that. You guys keep it going with us. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. Let me know what you've heard about this as well, too. Email us, TheSportsFix@AOL.com. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. Dan, what have you heard about this, or are you just now hearing this as well?
This is news to me, J-Rock. Good to be with you, but I was just jotting a little note to myself. Do not try to hug Johnny Manziel.
Don't do it.
The thing that really surprises me, shocks me even, is that Johnny was out in public at 2:30 in the morning. I just can't even. That's not the Johnny that we know.
No. Yeah, this is all over the place. I'm going to let you guys know now. This is not a
guys,
real quick. This is not a fake story. This is not a. I just wanted to real quick. I looked quickly while you were talking, John or Dan. Before I don't want to cut you off. This is all over the place now. So this is not a false story as far as anything like that. This is out all over the place. Deadspin's reporting this. Cleveland Scene, New England Sports Network. This thing is out all over now. So I just wanted to verify that because I didn't hear about this until earlier today. So I wanted to make sure that this wasn't one of those spoof articles that goes viral and it's not true. But apparently this is an incident that definitely happened over the weekend.
Well, I guess what can we say? We'll find out more, but obviously it's not something that strains credulity, as they say. It's something that's easy to buy into because of what we know about Johnny, and like I said, just I don't think there was any problem with you or me, approaching Johnny for a hug in the lobby of an apartment building, but some people. Apparently that's what they want to do. They want to give the guy a big old hug, and
that was
his
the
posse
quote.
Apparently isn't into that. That's hilarious.
In the police report, the actual quote is, the victim stated, "I'm the biggest Browns fan ever. I love you. I just want to give you a hug." He stepped towards Manziel.
I think since he announced his intentions before approaching Johnny, that there ought to be some mitigating factor there. I mean, certainly he didn't deserve a blackened eye for that. I mean, maybe a little step back. Hey, wait a minute, pal. I don't just let anybody hug me. But it seems like what appears to be some self-appointed bodyguards, I guess, for Johnny.
I want to go back and watch the DVR of the game simply so that I can look at the clips that they show on the sideline and see if I can catch any welts under Johnny's eye or anything from the big brawl that he had over the weekend. Now I just want to go look at sideline footage and just go try to find clips of Johnny and go, oh, look, he does have a black eye, because now I want to know where the truth is.
Sometimes hard to see his face inside that hoodie. Yeah, this presumably happened 2:36 Sunday morning or Saturday morning?
No, it would have been Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning. So.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, so he had a chance to put some ice on it if he wanted to.
But I'll tell you what, Ray Farmer, right away, for those of you that go, oh, this is going to blow over, that statement made a very, very pointed remark in the middle of it, regardless of what the details turn out to be. Ray Farmer said, clearly there's a problem with the time of the incident and what occurred. They are not at all happy. Because I do believe.
Jim Tressel's old rule, Jerry, was always, nothing good happens after 10 o'clock. But
right.
He was a little bit of a squeaky clean type of guy. But you could probably move that forward, 3 more hours, and it still holds true. Nothing good happens at 2:30 in the morning if you're a professional athlete.
And here's the thing to me. I can't wait. Like I said, maybe some video comes out of this because I find it, and this is just me, unless, but when alcohol is involved, you never know what can happen. I find it hard to believe just being smart as an athlete and a guy worth millions